What is up guys, Card Hacker here, and today I'm here with another Digimon deck profile. Today we'll be going over the Leviamon deck from EX-05, but this build will strongly involve the cards from BT13, especially the Leviamon line. And I do know there is a build running around that uses Leviamon as well as Digimon, or Creepymon, from BT8 and 7. But honestly, I think this deck is a little bit more consistent than that one. I feel like that one isn't as explosive, so I actually built that one first because I did want to use Leviamon, but I think this one's a little bit better. Alright, so let's get on with the deck first. Let's go start with the Digitamons. So for the Digitamons, we're running 4 of the Chibi Meramon. We're running this one because you want to have the discard and draw just to filter your hand and get combo pieces that you need. And the discard is also pretty useful for some situations when you need to put your combo pieces in the trash. So running 4 of those. Next, for the level 6s, we are running 4 Leviamon. So we are getting Leviamon X Antibody next set, which is coming out at the end of the month. But I feel like this build is going to be pretty unique on its own. And I think with BT15 coming out, I think the deck is going to be a little bit different. So we'll see how that goes after we get all the cards. So here we have Leviamon from EX-05. It's got a base security check +1 and two abilities. One is on play and on evolution, and the other one activates on both turns. The on play on evolve one counts how many cards your opponent has on their board, Tamers and Digimon, and if they have more than you can eat. I'll say eat, but you pop their lowest level Digimon as well as their highest level Digimon. So it's pretty strong. It's really strong, and you'll see it's even better when it's combined with the option card. But the second effect is to get memory for every time a opponent's Digimon is deleted. So if you chop 2, then you'll be able to get 2 memory back. So it's pretty good. Alright, next for the level 6s, we're running 4 of each of the Leviamons. Since we already went over these for the Leviamon deck, we're not going to go too much into it, but the reason why we're running this is because the Leviamon option card requires you to ditch Demon Lords. So if you're not going to run the Leviamon line, you're probably going to be running the Creepymon or the Leviamon. So it's up to you guys. I quite like the Leviamon line more because it's just they're just really strong cards. Really strong defensively, and Rage Mode is really strong offensively. Most of the time, actually, these guys will actually help you finish the game on its own, and Leviamon is just mainly here for some control plays. So, running those for our level 6s. Next, for the level 5s, we're running for the Digimon. It has an on-play on Digivolving ability, which is your opponent plays 1 level 4 or lower Digimon from their trash without paying the cost, and any on-play abilities do not activate. So some of you are thinking, why would you want to give your opponent Digimon on their board? And that's because it will contribute to the number of cards they have on their board with Leviamon, and then you can start chomping. So it's pretty good for that. And the second effect is on all turns. When the opponent's Digimon is played by an effect, you can play a purple Digimon with less than or equal to that Digimon from a trash without playing its cost. So it's here for you to get your board out so you can use it for either Leviamon plays or other plays that you need set up. And we're also running 4 of the Astamon. This is mainly here for the Leviamons, but the inherent skill is also pretty good. So the inherent skill, just to remind you guys, is on your opponent's turn, when a card is trashed from your hand, you can play a level 4 or lower Digimon without paying its cost. So really good for that. But the Astamon is just a strong card in general, I think. And yeah, you'll see the ratio it's not running a standard ratio, and that's because Astamon can help you go into your level 6 or your Leviamons with ease. So you don't really need to build your line, although you can if you want to, or if you want a memory choke. But it's up to you guys. And for the level 4s, we're running the Leviamon engine. Leviamon just gives you an extra body on your board when you discard it, so it's pretty good for that. And you can either use it to digivolve into your level 5s afterwards, or you can use it to pop for your other effects. And the scatter mode is here for your just hand filtering. Just get your pieces into your trash, as well as digging through your deck so you can get your combo faster. And we're also running 4 of the Octomon from EX-05. So Octomon also has an on-play or on-evolution ability. You'll see a lot of newer cards coming out have both on-evolution and on-play just because Zoo decks are becoming more popular now, or Bandai is encouraging more Zoo decks, and so we're going to get more of those effects. But basically on-play, on-evolution, if there are 4 more Digimon you can play one Fujitsumon and into the battle area. And if there are 3 or less Digimon in play, you can play it in your opponent's battle area instead. So up to you guys. The Fujimon token the effect is this Digimon cannot unsuspend, and on deletion, trash 1 card in your hand. So depending on whose turn it is, it could benefit whoever. So pretty interesting card. Giving your opponent works kind of like an Ojama deck, I guess. So yeah. And then on the inherent skills, on all turns, whenever a opponent's Digimon is played by an effect, you can get 1 memory. So obviously the line for Leviamon really works really well with this, and I'm really looking forward to the Leviamon X stuff coming out in BD15, because I think with that the deck changes a lot. So we'll see how the build goes for that. And next, let's go into the level 3s. So we're running 4 of the Sakomon. So on play, for each of your opponent's Digimon, you can draw 1 and then you trash 1. So if your opponent has 3 Digimon on the board, you draw 3 and then you trash 1. It's not for every you draw 1 and trash 1, but since there's a period, it's you draw how many and then you trash that 1. So don't forget that. And hair skill is the same as the Octomon. Next, for the level 3s, we're running 4 of the Fascomon. On deletion, draw 1, then trash 1. And the inherent skill is draw 1 and then trash 1 from your hand. This is really important for the Astamon. If you have an Astamon line, this will help you proc your Astamon. So it's pretty good for that. And we're also here with some Impmons. We're running 2 Impmons just to help you recover your Demon Lords if you need it. One of the problems I had before was not having the right Belphemon in hand when I need it, so having this Impmon really helps it out. So running 2 of these Impmons, and we're also running 1 Gazimon and 1 Psychemon. These can be played in 2s off if you want. Depending on the meta in your area, you can kind of adjust the ratios for these. And if you don't like the Impmons, you can take these out for more chokers as well. And as I always say, if you're playing in a more competitive setting, maybe you can take out some of these cards for a Dexmon or Shine Greymon Rune Mode, but I think Rune Mode is not as good in this deck as Dexmon. If you guys want to run a level 7, it's probably going to be Dexmon. Especially since you can take advantage of spamming your opponent's board with Digimon with Dexmon's evolution reduction cost. So yeah, Dexmon is also a pretty strong option in this deck, but I'm not going to run Dexmon in all my decks because that would be way too many Dexmons to buy. Alright, next for the options, we are going to be running 4 of the Leviamon option. This is a really busted option, I think. So for 8 costs, you can ditch a card from your hand and then pop a level 6 or less. So that's pretty okay. And then if you ditched a 7 Demon Lords, you can put this card into your battle area. So it has a delay ability, and the delay ability is on both turns. Whenever a opponent plays a Digimon with an effect, you can activate this to play a Leviamon without paying its cost. So this is a really bonkers effect, because not only do you get to chop a opponent's Digimon, but you can also play a Leviamon for free, which normally is 13 cost. And when you play the Leviamon, you chop 2 more Digimon. So it's just a really strong card, and I'm glad they didn't make this 7 cost, because that would make it really good with Belsamon. But we are getting a 7-cost Leviamon option in the next set, so Leviamon will always get her way. But yeah, running 4 of these because it's really good, and if you hit this in security, that's really good as well. So it's just a really good card in general. And instead of hard casting this, most of the time you'll be slapping this down and then hope for your opponent to misplay, or you can force them to play one, and it'll be great. There's still a lot of decks that play Digimon with effects, like Friendly Leviamon. There's still Royal Knights in the field, and D Brigade, and some green decks still abuse the plant engine. So this card is just really good. It just shuts them down and just reduces their board size by a lot. So it's a good card. All right, next we are running 2 Gift of Darkness. These are also really good, but they're a little bit more situational than the Biting Crush. So this one pops something level 6 or above, and then you can Digivolve into a Leviamon Sleep mode from your trash. So still pretty good, but a little bit more situational, and that's why we're running this at 2. The Inherit skill is pretty good as well. By trashing one of your cards from your hand, you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon with level less than or equal to the trashed card, which helps you set up your board again. If you want to have a Leviamon in your trash, this will help you do that as well. So yeah, we're running 2 Gift of Darkness, and we're also running 2 Purple Memory Boosts. I do want to run more of these just for a little bit of a consistency boost, but deck space is really tight, so we're running 2 for now. Again, we'll see how well the new stuff fits in the deck after more testing, but 2 is fine for now. And we're also running 1 Call from the Dark. Running one of these just to get your combo pieces back from your hand if you need it. Again, a lot of times when Leviamon falls apart is when it runs out of runs out of fuel. So having this will help you refuel that, and also picks up cards that you need. So running 1 of those can also help you manually pop your Eismons if they just don't die. You know what they say, this card has inherent jamming built into it, so we're gonna try to find a way to pop it. So if you need it, this will help you with that. But that's pretty much it for this deck. It's a really pretty fun deck to play. I think purple is definitely one of my favorite colors to play in Digimon right now. There's a lot of really interesting decks and a lot of really cool cards. And originally I wasn't sure how well Leviamon would do, but it's actually not bad, because even if you give your opponent a lot of memory with your options and whatnot, there's not much they can do with the memory you give them. They can build a huge chain, push it on attack, but the whole line is probably going to get ripped apart next turn. So it's really good for that. So yeah, it's also gonna make your opponent really scared to play Digimon with effects, because I've had games where I had 3 of these in my delay area, and my opponent's like, they have like 10 memory to use, but they don't know what they can do with it. So yeah, it's a pretty funny deck. It's really fun, and yeah, really creative on Bandai's part. Although some people might think this option is overtuned, but you know, I think it's okay. But well, that's it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please feel free to ask if you guys have any questions, and yeah, stay tuned for more Digimon content. Feel free to use the affiliate links down below if you guys haven't already. And this is Karataku. I'll see you guys next time.